Hey y'all, we're back with another update. It is day 117. We're 3 days away from picking up our Dark Elhain. And some interesting stuff has happened today. So first things first, CVC ended, and we did not win anything. We didn't even get like the first level of accessory, which is a little bit of a bummer. But, you know, it is what it is. Still got all of our energy and stuff, finished all the milestones, so can't complain too much. Other things that we have going on. Well, let's check our Altar of Souls real quick. No, Artax Soul feels bad. Yeah, so we got the new Call of the Arbiter video, and the code for this was Infested, which we claimed. Then we watched the video, claimed all that kind of stuff. It's all about Jizzo. Along with that, we got a new champion that's been released. And they're doing a champ training for this champion. Champion's name is Tatsu right here. And I don't know how I feel about this champion, to be honest. First off, this champion training event is kind of nice. We look at the rewards. We can get a 6-star legendary Chaos Ore at 8,100 points, which is pretty nice. This is at least essentially a 6-star legendary piece of Stone Skin gear at the very worst. Or it could potentially, you know, reroll a quad speed or something like that. We also get the, of course, legendary book at 10,000 points. So we're definitely going to try and get 10,000 points in this tournament. Whether or not we actually push for a win is a little more suspect. On my main, I'm not going for this champion at all because my main's in a higher bracket, so it's going to be harder, and I just don't think the champion's that good. On this account, because we're so limited in the champions we can use, I wouldn't mind picking it up if I could get it. Let's go over her kit real quick. Where is she? Tatsu right here. So she's a Force legendary attack-based champion, mostly all about damage dealing. Kind of. Well, I shouldn't say all about damage dealing. The other thing, she has a lot of stuff to do with buffs and debuffs. So her A1 attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit transfers a random debuff from this champion to the target and fills her turn meter by 5% for each transferred debuff. So that's fine. Debuff transfer on the A1. The turn meter fill is pretty small, given that you can only transfer a maximum of 2 anyway. So but that's fine, is what it is. Little cleanse. Her A2 is kind of interesting for control, actually. So she has a 75% chance of placing a 50% decreased resistance on all enemies, and a sleep debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. This is on a 4-turn cooldown, books up to 100% chance to put the sleep and the decreased res. Fills her turn meter by 10% for each debuff. So if you did this on, say, a wave with 5 enemies in it, you'd be getting basically an entire another turn out of it, right? You'd completely fill, or you'd get 50%, right? If there were 5 enemies in the wave, you'd get 50% for 1 debuff and 50% for the sleep. So yeah, full turn meter for applying both of these debuffs. That is actually pretty nice. So honestly, like, they're posing her as like a arena champion, and you know, whatever, like doing stuff with that, like live arena, tag team, all that kind of stuff. Honestly, I feel like with polymorph in the game, she's not that good for arena. I mean, maybe I'll eat those words later, but I'm just not seeing it right now. This ability seems kind of interesting for crowd control, especially if you don't have any other AoE champions in your team and you can play around the sleep debuff a little bit. Obviously, sleep is a little bit weak because it's so easy for it to not take effect. But, you know, it's there and it has some potential. Okay, other things, her A3. This one's kind of weird, to be honest. Basically, so it's removes all debuffs from this champion and steals all buffs from a target enemy. Attacks them 2 times. It actually does hit pretty hard. I think it's got really good multipliers. Hell Hades, on their website, they have it ranked as a godlike attack. It also puts this increased attack and increased crit damage up if it kills an enemy. This is just so weird. Like, she needs these abilities before she attacks, not after she kills someone. After she kills someone, she's already got it. Like, I don't know. Maybe if it granted an extra turn or something, and you could imagine a world where you you know, you nuke down the squishy target, you get these buffs, and then you go for the tanks or something. I don't know, but this just seems like such a weird, like, yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And then her passive is kind of interesting. She gets accuracy and crit damage for each buff on the enemy team. I mean, this is kind of nice. Like, the accuracy does mean that in certain scenarios, you wouldn't need accuracy on her to do, like, the debuff steal, for example. But I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Like, her damage, like, this is not something you control, right? Like, the enemy team is going to have their buffs on them and control their buffs on them. So you can't guarantee how many buffs they're going to have, and therefore what your accuracy is going to be like and what your crit damage is going to be like. So I don't know, it just feels not great, to be honest. It feels not great. Like, polymorph is going to be a problem on this champion. The fact that you can't really control like the different aspects of her passive and things like that, I don't know. She's whatever. I think she could be kind of interesting in Hydra as a buff steal with like her A1. Actually, no, sorry, the A1 is not the steal. The A3 is the steal. I think it could be kind of interesting, especially since this basically is going to grant, you know, 80% turn meter when you use it in Hydra. No, you're going to place the sleep, so you're only get 40% turn meter. Yeah, I don't know. If I had her on this free-to-play account, that's what she'd be there for. She'd be there to, like, steal buffs off the Hydra and maybe do some CC and Doom Tower waves and stuff. She's not absolutely garbage, but she's not that exciting to me. So, I don't know. What's the plan in terms of the champ training event? Honestly, I still kind of need to farm the campaign to finish out some faction guardians for banner lords, to finish booking out my my war maiden, and we don't really have anything else I want to spend my energy on at the moment other than just like generic Fire Knight farming. So I think I am actually going to level up champions in the campaign during this event, just to see what happens and get a decent number of points. We'll see. I mean, yeah, when I originally was thinking about doing this, the highest person only had like 4,000 points, and now this guy's already got 11,000. I mean, people like to burst this up really fast in the beginning to make it, to like scare people off of even trying. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. That's what I think we're going to do. We're going to run a lot of campaign. Actually, speaking of campaign, how close am I to my monthly resets? So I have monthly reset in 4 days. It would have been nice if this synced up so that we were resetting and we could like actually get some benefit out of running all the campaigns, so we don't have to run it next month with this 500 campaign battles. But I don't know. It is what it is. It is kind of crazy that I've only run 500 campaign battles in the last month, though, on this account, because it felt like, you know, it was campaign, and now we're just like not doing it at all. Once we got Artak and stuff and started soloing Spider. Cool. Okay, so what else do we have going on? Honestly, that's mostly it. The Spider tournament, we did pick up our coins from that, so we're looking good. I think I am probably going to go for the Artak souls, to be honest. Now that I think about it, I need to get him to at least like 3-star so he can solo dragon and stuff. So how many of these do we have? 19 plus 35 makes 54. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we got that going on. Doom Tower resets here in 2 days, so nothing to do there. Honestly, I think that's pretty much it. I am starting to think about like what other champions I want on the squad, and I do kind of want to get a real arena nuker. Like, we don't actually have a real arena nuker. We have Rhonda to deal damage in clan boss, and then we have Shield Guard that I use everywhere for like a solo, but I don't have a true like savage built arena nuker. Yeah, we do have the dogs, and we will probably take, well, I don't know if we're going to be able to get them to 6-star during this event. We might be able to get them to 6-star during this champ training event. So that'll provide one option for damage dealing in arena, but I am seriously interested in using Dark Elhain as an arena nuker. So yeah, I mean, that's on my radar, that we're getting her in a couple of days, and so I might want to start thinking about how to prepare for that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, I guess I'll end here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Cheers. Yeah, we're back with another update. It is day number 18. We just collected 100 gems, so that's pretty cool. We're at 13, or sorry, not 13. We're at 3,000 gems. I am kind of paying attention because we're getting close. It would require 1,600 gems to get our next full set of upgrades in the sparring pit, and that is something I want to do. But I don't want to do them like piecemeal. I want to do them all at once so I'm not stuck in a weird situation where they're like leveling unevenly. So we need about 600 more gems, but when we get that, I will unlock the next level of the sparring pit, and then after that, we just get to save all of our gems for events. There is a possibility we end up spending gems and going hard for this champ training to pick up the Tatsu. Let's check this. I haven't looked in a few hours. Let's see how the person in the lead is doing. They're at 18,000 points. This isn't actually that crazy. I'm going to push up to 10,000 as a bare minimum, just to get the legendary book and the chaos ore and all that. And I don't know. We'll keep an eye on this. Like, maybe there's a possibility we try and go fast. I haven't really burned any resources yet going for that. I've just been farming campaign, which I kind of want to do anyway to pick up copies of War Maiden. Speaking of copies of War Maiden, let's see. We picked up a few so far. We've got one book in here. We need 3 more in the A3. Honestly, the A3 is really the only thing I care about. I'm not sure if I would continue to farm her after I got the rest of these, or after I got the A3 fully maxed. I'll probably, I was thinking, like, I might not even need the 4th one. Honestly, we might only need 3. I don't know. I'll probably go for the cooldown reduction because she's going to get used. Yeah, I will go for the cooldown reduction. She's going to get used in faction wars in addition to 3v3 arena. So yeah, we'll get her for that anyway. Yeah, making progress on that, and it's going well. Been leveling up a lot of food, buying stuff as quickly as I can in the market. Let's see. Oh man, we're almost full. Actually, speaking of, the way I'm doing this is, oh, actually no, we're actually good to go because I haven't leveled in a while. Well, we're kind of getting low on slots, to be honest. But so I've been taking a few champions up to 4 stars. I think we have basically enough food to easily get at least 1 5-star champion during this event. We've got these 3, and then I've got a bunch of 4 stars that are good to go with food, and then we have level, like, yeah, it's a little tricky to see it all because, you know, like, when we're like, oh, do we have enough 4 stars? It's like, well, no, but we also have all of these level 30s that are ready to go that we're going to level up. So easily get 1 champion to 6-star during this event, possibly 2. In terms of priority, I'm still torn between whether I want to take Hellfang up. Did I book him during the CVC? I think I did. Oh yeah, no, I can't remember. Did I do this in this CVC or the last one? This was crazy. Somehow I managed to land, what is this, 6 books in the A7 and not land, or in the A7, in the A3, and not land a single book in the A1 or the A2. And, like, that's just crazy to me. I was like, what the hell? Like, what are the odds? I mean, I'm sure I could calculate the odds, but geez, that's nuts. And so I don't think I need to put any more books in him. I don't know. Maybe, because it's rare books. It's like, whatever. Maybe we'll book out the rest of it at some point. Like, I do kind of like this 15% chance to put the target skills on cooldown. We could book that to 20%. That's actually kind of good. So I don't know, maybe at some point we'll book them in the future just because, like I said, rare books, not a big deal, but I think it's crazy that we landed them all there. So other things that have happened, I summoned a tiny amount of food. Let's pick up this, with mystery shards, and I was able to pick up another Valerie, which isn't great because I'd like to get rares that I can't farm, you know, I don't already have. But it did mean that we got even closer to Bannerlord's faction guardians. No, that's barbarians. Where's Bannerlords? Bannerlords here. So now I really only need 1 more champion, either whatever this guy's name is, can't remember, or I guess 2 more Valeries. But even if I get that, I need to be careful because I don't want to mess up my clan boss speed tune by getting the extra 3 speed there. So that's kind of nice because it means less campaign farming. Do we have anything in Dark Elves? Yeah, I need to farm Dark Elves as well. for the Spirit Host, so maybe we'll do that next in the campaign. But yeah, things are going well on that front. Let's see. I know we already looked at this, but I forgot to see how I was actually doing. How am I ranking in here? Picked up the core hammers. Nice. So we've got 2,300 points right now. Yeah, we're just farming campaign. No reason not to do that. Let's go ahead and check the soul merchant. No Artax soul. Nothing else in here that's really that interesting. I have been making really good progress on the referral accounts, so we've got one of them to 49. This will probably hit 50 in the next couple days, and then we just got to get this one, which is 47, which I'm currently leveling right now. Probably 47 to 50 is actually like a pretty decent chunk, so it's not as close as you'd think to 50, but we'll get that there relatively soon, so that'll be good. Other things that we have going on, I kind of need to level some gear for this artifact enhancement event. I haven't really started doing this yet. I've been leveling a lot of gear on my main, and I need to do like a ton of gear cleansing and stuff on my main. I just like, it's hard to get motivation to spend like an hour doing gear cleansing and then be like, oh, let me go gear cleanse the other account now. So yeah, let's clear that out. In terms of other things, day after tomorrow, we'll get the reset on Doom Tower, so we'll start to make some progress there. All the more reason to prioritize our Hellfang so that we can get through the Nether. Is it the Nether Spider? Yeah, Nether Spider. Other than that, any other interesting things to report? I think honestly that is everything. There's this dragon tournament starting. Where I don't know, I'm like torn. I like kind of want to farm dragon, but I also kind of want to be in a position where I could do the burst for the champ training. I don't know, maybe we'll check the rewards and see how it goes. This guy's getting more and more and more. Like, if he keeps this up with 18,000 points, it's going to be tricky. We have 3 days, so yeah, this might be out of reach. I don't know. It might be a waste of time, but I do need to farm the campaign anyway, so we'll save some brews and we can use them for next time. Although, to be honest, I've been like really easily doing the champ trading. Like, I still have the full inventory of 3 stars ready to go for the next one, so I don't think we're gonna have much problem getting top rewards from all the champ training stuff. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. Gloriaka Fusion is ending soon, so obviously we're not doing that, but I am definitely interested in what's going to happen with the next fusion. In particular, I'm getting antsy to pull some of these fragments, like Jamarsa and Cronam when we eventually get them, because once we get the level 50s, getting the level 40s is real fast. So like the major hurdle is getting these guys all to 50, and then once we get that, it's like a few days to get to actually get Cronam. So we, you know, next week we could have enough fragments for Cronam, or maybe like a week and a half. So I'm gonna want to pull him like relatively soon. So I'm interested to see basically for the next fusion, is it someone we're gonna want to try and go for? And if it is, then that means I need to get a lot of points from the champ chase, which is going to be tricky, right? So that's definitely on my radar as well. We started building up our supply of mystery shards again. We haven't had to pull too many yet, even though I've been going hard on leveling food. I've been trying to be like as efficient as possible and really like max everything out of the market in terms of buying everything. But sometimes you just like literally farm too much, especially during these events where we're farming campaign. So, yep, I think I'll go ahead and leave you there. And I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Have a good one. Cheers. Hello, we're back with another update. It is day number 119, one more day until we get Dark Elhain, and today actually is very interesting because we got a surprise 2x speed event for the dragon. Honestly, I think this event, along with probably the, well, 3x obviously is better, 3x speed, which they do rarely, but the 2x speed event for dragon and like the the 2 and 3 XP Savage events they do for Fire Knight are honestly some of what I believe to be the most important events in the game in terms of resource utilization. If you ask me, like, what do I save my gems for? The answer is mostly to farm as much as possible during these events. I think that's probably the most efficient use of gems you can get in the game once you've unlocked the sparring pit and the forge or the mine and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, this is where honestly I'd spend most of my resources. So it's kind of crazy that this event just pops up randomly with like no warning. But it does kind of change things up for how we're going to be playing things going forward this week. We have so far been doing a lot of farming of the campaign, because I wanted to pick up copies of Warmaiden to book her out, and we thought maybe we'd tease going for trying to win this tournament. The guy in the lead now is up to 23,000 points, and there's still 2 days left, so I was already kind of feeling like we probably weren't going to win this, but I was like, whatever, I'll farm campaign anyway, just because I want to get the copies of Warmaiden, and then I can save some of my brews and use them in a future event. But that being said, all that's out the window. We're definitely dumping all of our energy into the 2x speed event for Dragon, going hard on that. I'm not sure, so I'm definitely going to blow all this energy that we saved. I am not sure if I'm going to spend gems. I think I'm not, because the Guardian Ring isn't maxed, and I want to get that done before we blow extra gems. If I'd already done that, what I would do is I would literally blow all the energy I've saved up here. I'd blow all my gems down to about 2,000. I'm not going to like completely run out of gems, because I want to make sure I have some if I need to like win tournaments or something for a fusion. I need to have some gems around. I want to have like a baseline. So far I've been using like 2,000 as the minimum, so where I never really go below that unless it's like absolutely mission critical, which a 2x event is not. That would be like mission critical would be like, we need to do this to get a fusion done, which isn't important, or perhaps we need to do this to win win a champion training tournament and get the champion. If we were going to try and do that, then I might be willing to spend gems on energy to try and bust that out. But I don't know. Like, this champion is not good enough to justify a super crazy investment for it, I think. So yeah, I think at this point that person probably has enough points that we're just going to skip it. That being said, I'm still going to get the 10,000 I need for the legendary book we get from this, for sure. And we'll see, maybe we'll even try and get second place and pick up an extra legendary book. Wouldn't be opposed to that, and the Relentless. So we'll see how things play out in another like 2 days or so and what I want to do exactly. But we're going to farm Dragon now instead. The thing we have going on, which is not to be slept on at all, is we have a Dragon Tournament, so that's decent. Rewards in here aren't anything too special. Epic books kind of useless. Chickens, I actually don't mind on this account. Chickens are pretty useless at endgame, but on this account, 4-star chickens not useless, but not important. And the essence is nice, basically. And of course, if we can win some 6-star Relentless gear, that'd be good as well. But the other thing that's going on that's really important is this Dungeon Divers event. If you guys didn't check this out, this is crazy. Legendary Tome for 4,500 points in a Dungeon Diver event and a 5-star chicken. I feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like this shows up at this level of points very often. This seems really easy. 4,500 points is not like a crazy amount of points. I think if you just used your daily energy every day this event was open, and maybe like a little bit of extra saved up energy, you could get this legendary tome, no problem. So I'm definitely going to go for that, which is great. After we get this legendary tome, we already have, what do we have? We have 2 legendary tomes, which would allow us to completely max Rhonda. We need, what, 4 more to completely max Arbiter. So if we pick up these 2 legendary tomes from this, the 2 legendary tomes go into Rhonda, like, I'm literally going to have this account to be at a point where I don't need legendary books at all. And it kind of feels weird, because, like, one of the things I want to do with this account is, as I play it and, like, do updates every day, I want to be like talking to you guys about the things I'm working on that are relevant to you, so you can be like, oh yeah, I should do that too, like, oh, that's a good legendary tome. But it's also kind of weird, because it's like when I get to the point where I don't need legendary tomes, it's like, Well, do I go for these events at this point? Because this is a free-to-play mystery shard account, like, do we even bother trying if the reward is a legendary tome, which for 99% of players would be really important, but for me is going to be completely useless? I don't know. That being said, I'm not at a point where legendary tomes are useless, because we do have Cronam coming up, and I actually can't remember how many books he needs. Let's take a look in the index real quick and see how many we're going to need to save up for him. He is a barbarian, legendary Cronam. He needs 4, so 8, 12. He needs 12 in total. I don't need his A1 completely booked, although it is nice. Dub buff extension, or debuff buff extension chance thing here is pretty good. So, okay, so we need 12 for him. So we will need some legendary tomes for that. We also have Druxar coming out as well, so you know we're not really at a point where we don't need legendary tomes, but we're definitely got a lot. Okay, speaking of farming dragon though, I've been messing around with different teams and how to do it, and the one I'm using right now, I'm just realizing that Artak is kind of not that good for soloing dragon, particularly because the dragon ignores defense. And he ends up in this scenario where his passive drops his HP really, really low, which results in him getting killed by the Scorch of the dragon, which is kind of a problem. So he can't solo it. And in the past, I was using Deacon, Rhonda, and Artak to do it, but I'd ideally like to at least duo it instead of trio it. And so the way I've been doing that actually today is, unfortunately, I used all my energy before I knew this event was starting. But today what I've been doing is running it with Broadmaw and Artak, and I've done about 10 runs, and it's been 100% success so far. So I'm not 100% sure this will work, because technically this ability from Broadmaw says random dead allies when he does the revive, but in my experience, it's not random. It always is reviving like slot 1 or it always revives like the first slot champion. It always revives the same champions every time. So I can't show it to you because I'm out of energy. But I basically put the team in so that Broadmaw is the lead and Artak is the second, and every time it's been reviving Broadmaw. Now I haven't watched all 10 of the runs that I did, but the runs I have watched, that's what it's been doing. So yeah, I need to do a little bit more testing there, but that's been working so far. So good with the Broadmaw and the Artak duo, which is nice because it means I don't need to bring in Rhonda and Deacon, and means that we can level one more food while we do it. Speaking of Broadmaw, we also have this artifact enhancement event that's ending tomorrow, and I need to think about what I want to do here. I need to at least take a couple of pieces up. We should go at least to this Mortal Soul Stone, I think. What's in the silver chest? Actually, the silver chest could be good too. And the core hammers could be good. I don't know if going all the way up to this... I don't have a ton of silver. Even with the airplane mode trick, this is going to be a lot of gear to level up. So I don't know. We'll see. I might... It takes a lot of time to level gear, so... I might level some gear tonight. It would be nice to get Broadmaw, his helmet to 6-star, and his weapon to 6-star, just to like help get him as much stats as possible. Any of this stuff I need to ascend? Not really. I did pick up an interesting piece of regeneration gear I wanted to show you guys yesterday. Let's see. I got this shield yesterday, which is pretty nice. It's a 6-star shield with HP defense resistance. So this is basically a perfect shield in terms of stats for our like all the champions that we're running in regeneration set that need HP defense resistance, which include Broadmaw, Arbiter, Cronam, Artak. Like, so many champions on this account need these 3 stats. I mean, they need other stats too. So as far as like 6-star epics go, this is a top tier regeneration piece. This is perfect stats in terms of what we can get. So I'm not sure if that's the best one we have on my account. It might actually be the best shield we have. This one on Artak is okay, but the crit rate is useless. How's Broadmaw's? Broadmaw's is really good as well, actually. Broadmoz is basically the same as that one we just rolled, except for it's got the speed and accuracy, which is honestly the speed is probably more important than the HP and defense in terms of stat priorities. So yeah, it's not the best one that we have, but since we need so many champions with these stats, it's a good one for sure. So other than that, what else we got going on? Let's check our Altar of Souls. Anything in here we're interested in? Not really. Yeah. Ooh, Spirit Host Soul. But yeah, I think we'll skip that. Want to save our stuff for Chronem and Artak. Okay, let's buy this. Let's see. What was our other goodie pack? Okay, cool. So, other thing going on. Oh yeah, let me mention that too. Other thing we have going on today is also we have this Classic Arena thing happening. I have been AFK all day, so I did not get any. I haven't done like as many arena battles as I would like, so I'm going to try and burn all the tokens I have, and we'll see about this. This ends in 2 days, 5 hours, which probably is going to sync up. Actually, let's check that with the clan quests. When do they reset? Is it 2 days? 2 days, 5 hours. Yeah. So. Ooh. It depends on exactly the timing of this. If they end at if this resets at exactly the same time as the other one ends, we won't be able to claim this in terms of the win or get top place in a tournament. But yeah, that's worth keeping an eye on. With Champion Training Tournament, it would though. If we can get top 3 in this Champ Training Tournament, we can use this to complete the clan quest too. So that's worth keeping in mind. Okay. Other things that are happening. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Doom Tower resets tonight, so that's exciting. I do need to rank up the 6-star, but we've talked about that several times yet so far. I think still not totally sure. I'm gonna try and get both. I'm gonna try and get both one of the dogs and the Armiger to 6-star during this event, but we'll see. Cool. All right, I think that's pretty much it that I want to talk to you about. If you haven't started working on this Dungeon Divers event, definitely try and pick up that legendary book because this seems pretty easy. And yeah, that's gonna be it for now. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.